All right. Welcome, everybody, to our longevity social media magnet training. As I said a little bit earlier, there is a lot of us here in the longevity world that are so passionate about what we do, and we just really want to share it to the world. We want to look good as well as feel good while we do this. And so Louise and myself have come together and created this fantastic, fabulous, very special training just for you. And as I was talking about going from a social media butterfly to a social media magnet, is we do love butterflies. We do believe it's a symbol of transformation. And so our goal and our intention is to help transform all of you into these longevity magnets in attracting such fantastic, beautiful business and attracting the right people in saying that. But let's just say how we kind of come together today and got ourselves started. My name is Dracy Dewar. I am head of sales here, Longevity Down Under, but I like to really call myself more as a field specialist, international field specialist, because really my role and goal is to really support the distributors in the field, really connect and be able to communicate to their customers and to grow their business really, and working with the corporate side, just giving them a voice and just really having the opportunity to grow. Now, in saying that, I've been coming on 4 years with Longevity, and we've been doing some pretty special things, and it's really become very obvious to us what we're doing. We just really wanted to share with the rest of the Longevity. And my dear good friend, Louise Adrian, she's already in this space, and she's actually really killing it in the sense that she is attracting customers. She's showing up, she's shining, she looks good, but she's really creating a business around her social media. So we thought, let's get together, let's nut out what she knows, what I know, and what we know together, and share that with you. But I also wanted to share before we move forward, I'm celebrating my 30-year anniversary of being in the network marketing industry. And I'm really excited about sharing that. And it's really only now that I feel, I guess really now it's like I'm still learning and still growing, but it's really now I feel I have a voice for the rest of you in the longevity world to share. And why that is because a year ago I made the commitment to do some personal coaching with one of my students that I worked with about 4 or 5 years ago. And her and I have come together every week, just really showcasing what are the important things about our business that we can grow. And every week we just decided to write a little bit about it. And along the way, we just felt we had so much great content that we actually decided to write a book on it. And I'm sharing this with you not because I'm here to promote this book, but I'm sharing this with you because out of that, I learned so many great things. And what I learned is the mentor-mentee relationship, that when you're mentoring with someone, what you can learn from them. And this young dynamite girl named Tisha, she's 25 years old, and coming into this space 4 years ago, she immediately went onto the social media side of the business. And whereas I've been belly to belly, field to field events and everyday networking. And so I've been doing presentations, much like Louise, we've been doing presentations together over 30 years of packaging our product, making it look good, selling our position. So when the fact that we can actually go online and do the same thing, we've needed to change and tweak how we do our business. So this last year has been a real turning pivot point. And so in coming together, writing this book, I realized that I really need to put my money where my mouth is. So Tisha's helped me start stepping up in my own social media platform on my Instagram and Facebook, and as well as just my whole social online presence. That even so much that I started working with a core group of my Longevity Down Under distributors on working with them on their personal branding. And so in saying that, just in creating like a 90-day success story, and just to share just some of the distributors of ours in their 90 days of just working on their personal branding, tripled their volume sales, or have had their best month ever, or just finding a new way to really connect and communicate with their field. But the bottom line is their business is growing, whether it be small increments or going up big. I think it's pretty awesome and fantastic. And so that's why we just thought, let's share this to the rest of the longevity world. We've packaged something up pretty special, and that we want to share with you. In saying that, our beautiful Louise and I really have to share this personal part, came to me about 20, actually I shouldn't say came to me, 23 years ago. Her and I met at an event, and she was very successful in the company she was with at that time, and I was very successful at the top of my company as well. And we went to an event with all different type network marketers, and I guess this is where I have my image or my presence or my position was attractive enough that she came to me, and we just did a product swap. And again, just how I handled my business, she chose to work with me. Imagine everybody here, somebody came to you top in their company or from somewhere else saying, I want to work with you, because I had set myself up in a way that was successful and attractive, and she wanted to be a part of that. And so Louise and I come 23 years ago working together, very successful. She made it to the top of that company as well. But along the way, I ended up moving to Australia to start and develop the company all over again here. So I walked away from $250,000 income. Yes. And to start it all over, only to build that income, to build that business here down under as well. And so I'm just really excited to be able to do this with her. And how I came into the longevity world is because when I decided to support those in the field and connect with corporate, I was with another company, and I was helping them in Canada. It was a 1-year project, and I needed to get back to Australia. And she goes, Tracy, she introduced me to Australia or to longevity. And because of that, just falling in love with the values and the vision of longevity was my way of saying I can see a really good home here. And I've loved being a part of it, and we've been growing together. And I'm really excited to make a massive impact on this next step, working together with Louise and working together with what we have for you today. So what you can expect, we have put even in the chat, you'll see there's a link, but hopefully you're able to download the workable workbook that we have for you. And if not, you will be able to download it, and you can always come back and watch the recording to work through it, because what we're giving you, it's not a one-stop fix. This is something that you're going to need to take the time on a daily basis and just implement some really good key strategies if you really want to maximize yourself becoming a social media magnet. And so we're going to start with some really good key steps and tools for you. And then again, it is going to be a work in process, but we also at the end of this call are going to share and showcase a fantastic offer for you guys, as in how you guys can continue to build this. I know we're not selling anything. What we're here to do is create a community. Our intention is to create a fantastic longevity community of social media magnets that are going to go out there and create an actual trend where the algorithms of Instagram is going to pop us up, post us up, and be at the top of everybody's news feed. So that is the goal. So before I move forward and show you what we're doing, I would love to very much introduce our gorgeous Louise Adrian. You guys all know her already. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I love what she's doing, and I love her husband. I love her children. I love her grandchildren. And why is that? Not only have I known her personally, but I bet everyone on this call can agree to that, because they've been following her, because she does have such a great social media presence. So Louise, welcome to this call. And why don't you share with everybody why you are loving Instagram? Share us some of the statistics and some of your personal results with this fabulous group.
Thanks so much, Trace. I really have gotten the majority of my business over the last few years from Facebook. And I used to do a lot of events. I used to do a lot of things in my house. And then, as we all know, business started to change and we weren't seeing people. And so I knew I had to make a really big shift. And so for me, I really kicked up my Facebook. And there was a time where I just used Facebook for personal, and I got really, really focused because I wanted to increase my Facebook by 500 people. And that was sort of this goal that I set. And I think it was within 6 months, I increased my Facebook friends by 500 people by reaching out to others, which we're going to get into a little bit later. But then I realized that Instagram was a way that is more for monetizing. And I'm not kidding, guys. I was very nervous about Instagram. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I just started throwing some cooking pictures on there, thinking, people are just going to follow me. And a few did. And then I made a New Year's resolution that in 2020, Instagram was going to be my jam. And then 2020 left and I never did anything. And then 2021 started, and then the guilt hit me that I had not done what my goal was. And so I really buckled down and I really started to look at Instagram and see what I needed to change. And that's sort of when I had this big turning point. And I get orders every single month from Instagram all the time. And I've really changed the direction of my Instagram. I don't put very much personal content on Instagram anymore, just occasionally. It's really for my business now. So that's sort of my turning point. So it's been a year, February, that I really started engaging my Instagram content. So feel free to follow me on Instagram and just see what I do. Take any of my posts, recycle them and reuse them. That's what, honestly, it's all about. So yes, I've got tried and proven things that I've been doing that are working. And, this can be daunting if you have not really stepped into the world of making social media your platform for growing your business. I know it can be overwhelming. And that's the reason why this workbook is going to help you. So if you have not printed it, I highly recommend it. You will definitely need to be taking notes today. And then when this gets posted, when Dracy posts it, go back and go through it again, because this is going to be a work in progress. This video call is not going to just be a one-time thing. Dracy and I are going to keep working you through different stages and things like that. So just think about it as a course. And when you take a course, you need to take notes, you need to do the homework, you need to work on it, and think of it as a work in progress. And you're going to be bad before you're good and good before you're great. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Dracy.
Fantastic. Thank you, Louise. And again, one of the things that about this is when you go online, social media, it is really, I guess, easy to get overwhelmed, as you were saying, Louise, but it also intimidated. And even with all of our experience, your experience, my experience, I'm sure, I don't know about how you feel about this, but I know I easily get intimidated. I'm going, Dracy, why would I get intimidated? Come on. You got a lot of content, you got a lot of good value. People want to hear what you have to say. And I've kind of been a bit quiet. I just, I work with my team and those in my inner circle. And it's like, no, I got to step up and share this and be my authentic self, most importantly. And that's what I'm encouraging those of you is don't let those people on Instagram intimidate you, especially when they got their hair perfect and their eyelashes and all that. And I'm just saying, you know what, if I'm going to step up and be online, I'm going to be as real and as raw and relevant as I possibly can. So I first of all put that goal, that is being my goal. And then the question I ask you guys is, what is going to be your intentions? What is the impact you want to make? And what image do you want to create? And so when we can work through those three things, that is going to help you in your branding story. So let me just share what the workbook looks like, and just a few key things for yourself, and then we'll come back and we'll start going through it hardcore. So just give me a second. I am going to share my screen here, and just bear with me. And here we go. And it's coming up. And so, okay. So for those looking for this, the workbook, it's in this link. It will be up on the YGY GoTo app as well. And here we go. I'm just going to share this. Can you all see my screen? Louise, can you see my screen? That's just what I need to know.
I cannot see your screen. It's blank.
You cannot see my screen? It is blank. Okay, let's just see what I've done
and the
here.
PDF version is in social selling. I posted the PDF today. So okay. If what you're trying to print, Heather, isn't printing, the PDF is in social selling.
Okay, so can you see this?
No.
You can't see this. Oh, well, that's no good. Okay. Is that there? Let me just try this one more quick time. So I'm going to stop my share. Okay, one more time. Here we go. And just tell me that you can see me in my screen.
For me, it's blank.
All right. How about now?
Oh, well, other people see it. Maybe it's just me, but for me, it's blank.
Okay, so other people saying they can see it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is very interesting. Okay, well, just getting started. I'm okay. Just in the chat, please tell Louise you can see it. It says, hello,
Yeah.
beautiful.
It
Okay,
seems
all
like
right.
everybody else can see it except for me. So you go right
Okay.
ahead.
Well, we want to help you with your brand strategy, and that's our number one thing. And so in this, it's just going to give you some statistics. Louise, we'll go through these statistics with you in a moment, but just to show you, we wanted to really talk about building your brand and the reasons that it's so important, that it inputs trust, it builds connection, builds credibility, it helps you gain confidence and gives authority. So that's the number one reason. And in helping that, yes, people are more likely to buy from you than just say a company brand, as you, especially in the network marketing industry. And so you want to have a purpose of why you're doing this. What is your mission? What is your message? And helping you craft your vision and your values together. And this is where we talk about packaging yourself. And when I talk about packaging yourself, I'm talking about the image and the visuals you want to create. And then you're putting a plan in place. And so this is where your plan comes in place of your intentions and the impact strategy you want to make on there. So let me just quickly go through this. What we're going to talk about is your personal branding on this call. We're going to talk about content and creating content, giving you a content planner, as well as how to create really good captions that have a hook and a call to action. Who to connect with, where to connect, and how. We want to help you on Canva creation. In other words, how you can use Canva. We're going to give you a few simple tricks and tips on using Canva for your own personal branding, taking longevity, I guess stuff like assets, is the word I need, from the YGY Go-To app or from the website, and how you can totally personalize it. And then again, how to maximize Instagram through posts, carousels, and reels, and hashtags and stories. And I know it sounds a little overwhelming, but this will help you just kind of simplify it and just start with one thing. And then how we can maximize Linktree for yourself, making that one-stop store. Linktree is like your shopping center. This is Linktree, to me, I think, is one of the best tools for people coming together and really seeing who you are, what you have to offer. And then we also put in there the Meta Business Suite, which is on Facebook, but at any scheduling platform to schedule your content is fantastic. So we're going to start with you. This is what you can see in the actual workbook, working through your 4 V's. What's your bio? We're going to help you with your magnetic brand statement in there. And then we're going to help you what's called creating your brand pillars. And I'll come back to that. But you can see this is going to help you define clearly what your brand pillars are. And then creating content that actually serves. And so this you're going to absolutely love. I just love this part when it comes to creating content. It makes it so easy. And then we're going to help you create your own visual brand story, where you get inspiration, how to choose your colors, the font, and have a great grid, and have just a few key templates to make it super simple. And then Louise will help you with this monthly content calendar. This, we just made it look pretty right now. Guys that are on here, we want you to know that we want to show you, as much as it feels feminine, you can change this and make it to be more masculine, or just be more business savvy that you want. But how to break your content into a weekly planner and have set some goals on being able to educate, entertain, and empower, and then really maximizing Instagram. So we've broken down the 6 things about Instagram for you, and we're going to give you some tips and tricks, whether the posts, the hashtags, the stories, the carousels, the reels, the highlights. Some of you may be good at one of them already, but again, this is all about growing. And then we'll go through the 6 daily C's, give you an actual daily planner so you can work through the conversations that you're going to have, how to check the insights to maximize your Instagram, and just how to actually reach out, because it's not necessarily the followers, how many followers, it's the followers you have of the relationships you're creating, and having the right followers, the right customers, or the right audience for you, and being able to have the stories to make yourself unique. So we're going to give you some tips on before and after posting, and how to actually reach out and find those people. And then again, we're going to talk about the VIP groups, and why it's so important to have a VIP customer group, or create an actual community around a conversation that is really important to you. And then we're going to finish off with a branding checklist, which is super cool. Again, you can work through one thing each day, work on your bio one day, work on your brand pillars the next day. But then the best part is we're going to create a challenge, and it's called the One Brave Thing a Day Challenge. So if you haven't had a chance to print it, it's okay. It's in the link. It's going to be on, like we said, on the YGY Go-To app. This is just a start. We're going to have so much content for you that your head is going to be spinning. So most importantly, if we can at least inspire you to start working on this, this is the best start we're going to give you. So Louise, just before we move forward, can you give them the statistics of Instagram and why they really want to make this work?
Yeah, exactly. So another one of the reasons why I got on Instagram is I have a friend, and she has a degree in marketing and had not done anything on Instagram and decided she would start her own business. And it was hair scrunchies. Now go figure, right? Hair scrunchies. Anyways, her business now, they've got 8 full-time marketing employees. They have got, I think, 20 something sewers, and her mother, who worked in healthcare, and her husband, they've all been able to leave their jobs because of a scrunchie. So it's really and truly how you market this. I mean, there's lots of scrunchies on the market, right? So when I started seeing what she was doing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to monetize my business. We've got amazing product, and that really makes a difference in people's lives. So why can't I do this? So I'm going to just give you some stats. And again, this is why, if you've got it printed, then draw on it, write on it, make it your own. But basically, Instagram will reach 1.22 billion active users every month by 2023. Instagram users spend an average of 30 minutes using the network every day. 81% of Instagram users rely on Instagram to research services, products, and businesses. 50% of internet users have purchased product and services. I have. Instagram advertisers can reach more than 235 million users. 500 million users use the Instagram stories feature every day. The Instagram gender ratio is 49% male and 51% female. Now, the advantage of longevity, of course, is both buy our products. So we're not limited on that at all. 130 million Instagram users tap the shoppable posts every single month. 88% of Instagram users come from outside of the US. And 95 million videos and photos are shared on Instagram daily. Those are some pretty big numbers, guys. And that's why I wanted to delve into Instagram 2 years ago. But technically, I've really been working it properly for 1 year.
Wow. Well, I think it's exciting moving forward. And again, to all of those that here are on this call wanting to know how to step up in that, we want to just right now say this. A brand is not built in a day, a month, or even a quarter. It must be strategic and communicated consistently over and over before it actually works for you. So this is where we talk to you about taking the time, taking the patience, and taking one step at a time. So what I really want to help you guys start right now, most importantly, when we talk about our bio, our intentions. And as we shared with you, just my intentions here is helping you guys feel more confident about going and showing up online with social media about yourself, and as well as about sharing the longevity message. And so when Louise was talking about what platform she uses there's no real wrong or right answer. But as if you look at your personal page and you can make some decisions on that, your personal page being 80% personal, family, friends, who you are, working through your brand pillars, and sprinkling in the business magic in that format. But like Louise said, her Instagram, she uses more as a business platform. And so she's more like 80% business and sprinkles in some of her personal magic in there. So again, people can like, know, and trust. So it's really making that decision that if you have a personal page, again, it is important that you sprinkle in the business magic, but again, keeping your personal stuff. But when I talk about personal stuff, we're going to talk about these brand pillars. And I think this is where you get to reach out to an audience when you create that. So that helps with your intention. Or you genuinely have an actual Instagram page that is business focused, with a business name to it, like, and saying that, and that's fantastic too. But again, if it is a business page, it is still so important to sprinkle in some of that actual, sprinkle in some of your personal magic in there, which again, coming to that, think of the impact you want to make. And so like Louise and I said, like the impact that we want to make is that you can be incredibly successful in the network marketing industry, in longevity, online and offline. And so that's the impact we want to make. We want to be able to give you guys an opportunity to start shining and sharing some fantastic content, because it's not just about sharing a product picture. It's talking about the 5 ways that specific product can help you, or the 3 ways that specific product, or 5 really things that are real problem that people might be having, and the solution that you may have for them. So this is the kind of impact we want to make. We're not just looking good online, but also giving people real, genuine content and information. And because Doc Wallach has so much fantastic information, this industry has so much great opportunities. We have an opportunity to make a massive impact. And again, coming down to the image, do we look healthy? Do we look the part? Are we selling our position in that? And so this is where, again, it starts with you. So let's talk about the 4 V's of building your brand. And so the first V being your vision, and really having that crystal clear picture. I know you hear this from many people about leadership and setting goals, how important it is to have a clear picture, but take the time to write down what that picture really looks like for you. And I have a goal to make people really step up with confidence and do that one brave thing every day, because I was a single mom on social assistance 30 years ago, never thought I could step up and talk in front of anybody. But I knew the only difference for me to put food on the table is that I had to be courageous and do that one brave thing, and have a good coach and mentor to guide and support me along the way. And so I made it my mission to be able to be, do, and have what every woman has ever dreamed of be doing and having, with personal development along the way. That has been my vision, and have enriched relationships and be able to give people the opportunity to be able to have an income as well, but making their time being their number one asset, and being able to own their own time. And so the flexibility that this business works. And so 30 years later, I've had an amazing lifestyle. Louise has had amazing lifestyle, being our own bosses. And so if you actually really follow me and follow my Instagram, you will see my message and mission is really around the network marketing industry. It's around building confidence. It's around personal development. And now I will start to sprinkle in a little bit about the product, becoming a certified holistic health coach, or just being able to help somebody. But my big thing is, Louise is very product in her, what you'll see in her, sprinkling a bit about the opportunity, whereas mine is very business focused around network marketing and that image and being your own boss. And so you'll see how our brand pillars will really shine through in what we're sharing. So that's what we'll share, the vision. When I talk about value, you think about your personal values. So the things that I value very much is that 100% better. So when I think about better, 100% better in health and 100% better in wealth. So those are very important in my values. Building confidence is very important in my values. And being of service to people is very important in my values. And being a problem solver is very important. So working through your values. But then here's the other one, is working through how you bring value to the table, how you're going to bring value in content and information. So when people see you, you bring so much value in what you have to offer. And then coming down to the visuals, what do you want it to look like? How do you want people to see you? And this is where you're going to really love what Instagram can do to help you look visually look fantastic. See the growth, see your journey in that. And then when I talk about your voice, what are the things that you're saying? What is your mission and your message? And how people like, is what you're saying lining up with your visuals and your values and your vision? And so that's what that part of it is, to help you really craft that. So take the time. I say, take a date with yourself, book yourself a date night or a day with yourself, and just work through these things. And it's really good on helping with your goal setting. So now when you come and work through your bio, again, working through your bio, just work through the steps. It says, who are you, what you do, what projects have you actually worked on that you're super proud of, like major achievements, any of your hobbies and interests, and then any key messages of our mission. And so if you help work that through for yourself, that's going to really help you create that magnetic brand statement. And when we talk about that, this is the part when, people ask what you do, or or in your bio for your Instagram, this is that little bit, that little bit of text that you have there. And so, and getting really specific of who you help is really important. It's the promise you make of the problem and the payoff. So if you work through that, that is really fantastic. So in other words, it's that brand statement which communicates that promise in a short message. And I was thinking about Tom Chenault and, like who he helps. Well, his number one is helping misfits. Okay. And he's helping misfits. And so what is the actual step? The problem that he's solving is helping people be much better rememberers and connecting and contacting with people. And so what is the actual payoff is the fact that he's making a difference with people. He's making a difference in making people feel special. So if you work through, say an example with Tom's magic message is he's helping misfits remember and connect and with people to help make them feel more special. Like that right there is a brand statement for Tom. So there you go. You're welcome, Tom. So again, this is just something for you to work through. But again, a great way for yourselves is to look at other people's bios, and you're going to see some really great bios that you clearly know what they do, who they help. And I think it'll help you with tweaking. So now, just before I move on, something that I absolutely love is creating the brand pillars. And so Louise did this without even realizing it. It is very clear to me what her brand pillars are. And so Louise's brand pillars are very clear, is she loves cooking. Okay. She can talk about cooking. She shares about her cooking. This is just something she's passionate about. She loves her grandkids, and it's very obvious. You got Mr. Handsome 1 and Mr. Handsome 2, and she also loves her dog. So she's, we got her dog photos. You see about her cooking. You see that, and then she's really has a focus on her brand pillars around her niche in the longevity is a rheumatoid arthritis. Being a pain management mentor. And then clearly her other message is helping people have incomes, creating side income. So that is really clear in her message. You see it. She has a great way of sharing that. And so how you can really define your brand pillars, and the recommendation is to work through finding 4 to 5, 6 different brand pillars. And how you do that is creating your brand pillars is write down, like in the list here, you'll see it says write down about 30 different words. And those words for you are just things that you love, what you're passionate about, who you are, things you really love to talk about. And when you write that all down, you will actually see there's categories. You'll actually see there's different topics of categories. And so then what you will find is you'll be able to create your own brand pillars. And so you'll be able to see the brand pillars on there. You'll be able to write them down. And so why the brand pillars are so important is because then when you're looking for content, when you're doing your content planner, you literally just get to pick one of your brand pillars, and then you can actually talk about that brand pillar. And then when we talk about how to serve your brand pillar, we'll even make it expand more. And so let's come back to that. So I hope that's very helpful. You'll see my brand pillars are quite clear. Again, it's helping people, as I said, with confidence, project you, being your own boss. You'll see I love being a grandma too. But I also is my lifestyle. My adventure and my lifestyle is definitely something that I've always shared and made sure shines through. So moving on to creating your brand story. And again, your brand story is, again, how you show up and what people see. And this one is definitely, again, a work in progress. But how you create your brand story, you may see some other Instagram profiles of that you like. So go and save some of the ones that you like. And so I'm hoping that you guys actually have your phone. Okay, so you can see my grandson on mine. But I hope that you actually have your phone. And when you go onto Instagram, there's a little trick that I want to show you. So just if you have a chance, unless you're on your phone, but I'm going to show you a trick, is when you're on your Instagram and you see something you really like, okay? So I'm just going to say, okay, let's say I just really like this. It's talking about a 30-day challenge on Reels. There's a little on the corner here, there's a little, what we call flag. There we go. There's a little flag there. If you actually touch that flag, it actually saves it, and then you can save it to a collection, and you can actually create a collection in there. You can actually have a little folder, and so that's good content. I also have a folder that says good content, a folder that's just inspiration, and a folder of all of you guys that I'm following that I love you. I just put in a supporting file, because when people hit not only a like or a comment, but they actually hit that save, it helps your algorithms, and it helps show you up. So I love to support all of my friends. But why I'm saying that little save button, when you see anything you like, save it. But right now you're looking for your inspirations. Okay. And so when you have a few inspirations, you'll start to see what you love. And then you'll get to start choosing some colors of your brand story. So when you have a piece of inspiration, then you can pick your colors. And I recommend picking up to 4 colors. And if you go on Canva, there's even in the training, there's brand kit. And that also really helps with inspiration and helps you pick your colors. And then I recommend picking about 2 to 3 different fonts that you really like. Again, and so when you start making your content, you're consistent on your colors, you're consistent on your fonts. And then there's what's called a grid. And if you have a look, even if you want to go right now to my Instagram, Tracy Dewar, what you'll notice is an actual grid. And a grid is just kind of like, you see some, whoops, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on a different one here. A grid is just what it looks like as a style. So as you can see, if you're on the dress, I have a grid. And so what I have is like 2 white ones and a colored one, 1 colored one and 1 actual, so it's called 2 different colors you have going on, or you can have it where it's 4 different colors going on with pictures, sprinkling pictures. So I could do, say, 1 quote, 2 pictures, 1 quote, 2 pictures. But what that does is it starts to create a grid. Now, again, it's not super important, but knowing about it, that it's there, you find that you'll start to get a little bit more style in there. And you know what? Mixing it up is really awesome too. But if you have at least a color scheme going through and a font, it makes a difference. It makes an impact in there, and you'll notice it. So that's why I'm saying here is to create yourself a few templates. 2 or 3 templates makes a difference. And then so when those templates, you can pop a picture, a quote on it, or a picture of yourself, or it's really good if you're doing reels to actually have a cover photo for your reel. So you can actually pop a hook in there where it says, 5 great tips to better health. And so then the actual reel is then you talking about the 5 steps to better health, or whatever it is that you're trying to create. So helping you with your brand story, these are just a few steps to help you with that. So now before I finish, I want to finish off with creating content that serves. And so what you'll see is the word serve. I've put it into an acronym. And so when you know your brand pillars, this really makes it awesome. So every day when you're working on content, S means your content around solving a problem, being a solution, or anything that's social proof, like testimonies, as that sort. E being anything that educates or entertains or empowers, again, around your brown pillars. R being, again, keeping it raw and real and relevant, or even the behind the scenes, like revealing behind the scenes is really good content. The V, again, being showing your vulnerability, maybe, again, things that you bring value, or, again, highlighting your vision. And then the last E is just really embracing your quirks. People want to see that. They love it. I'm a natural klutz. So that is just who I am. So just fumbling, making mistakes. That's why I'm okay to show up and not be perfect, because I've made it a mission that you're not going to make any money being perfect. So speed, not perfection. Again, embracing your quirks in creating content that serves. And so that is just a little bit about what I had to share. Louise, we're going to get you to talk about now, how do you actually plan that content that you've kind of started creating, or at least you got a plan around, okay, I know my brand pillars, I know how I want to serve. Now, how can I, because I could tell you this, I'm sure most of you that are social butterflies out there on Instagram, you just think of an idea. Okay, I'm going to post that. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll post that. That's great. That's good, because spontaneousness is really good. And a good place for that is in your stories. And again, there's no reason to actually put that as your post. But if you really want to have good content and create a really nice brand story for yourself, you really want to plan it. And so Louise, if you want to take it away on how to plan a month in advance and then work on a week. Thank you.
Sure. So I work with this group of amazing women every single week, and we've been really talking about outlining your plan, I think, since February. So I've always been a natural planner. I always know what my goal is for each month, each quarter. And so I've always worked my business that way, but that doesn't always come naturally to everybody. And the challenge with social media is it can become overwhelming, and where to start and what to do. So we did this sheet for you. And what I recommend with your monthly content planner is, first of all, print the month off. So you can go into your computer, into Outlook, print, or whatever system you use, print a month at a glance. You need the whole month laid out for you at a glance. But before you get into that, Tracy and I are breaking this down by all the different systems of social media. And the reason why I feel that's incredibly important is something that I learned I've been in this industry now since my daughter was 2. She just turned 34. So I've been here a long time. And one thing that I learned when she was 2 was learning styles. At that time, I was involved in a children's network marketing company. And so everything we learned was about child development. And so I became a master studier of that. And so I'm just going to quickly go through learning styles, because if you don't know learning styles, then you might be only targeting one kind of person, one market, and you're not encompassing all the reasons why we're encouraging you to do posts, reels, stories, all of those different things, carousels, because different things appeal to different people. So first of all, a kinesthetic learner. So a kinesthetic learner is going to be the heart of your business. They are, if you look at a child, a kinesthetic child learner is somebody who needs to sit beside you, sit on your knee, you hands-on show them. That's my second grandson. My first grandson, absolutely not. He doesn't want to sit on your knee. He doesn't want to sit that close beside you. He's completely opposite. I have an extrovert and an introvert grandchild. So they need you to personally show them. So if you've got people on your team that are kinesthetic learners, they're going to be the heart of your business. They're going to be your joy, but you will need to take that time to handhold them and show them. And a kinesthetic learner needs the feel good. That's why when you're posting on Instagram or posting on Facebook, you have to have some content that is feel good, right? Then you look at a digital learner. My husband's a digital learner. It's facts and figures. He's a banker. They're going to have the tidiest purse, the tidiest wallet. Everything is organized. They need to know the comp plan and all the details before they'll even join your business. We all know digital learners, but they're great because they're going to be your go-to for any numbers, crunchy numbers, or comp plan. And they need to see when you make posts, definite details. Then you look at your auditory. Your auditory likes to listen to Zooms. They're often the ones that are jumping on the Zooms all the time. They need that personal training. They have to hear it for it to make sense. And I'll give you an example. With my upline, when I am on, even a kickoff call, and I'm listening and watching the kickoff call, I then need to talk to my upline and say, can you tell me it again? And so I am visual, but I'm also auditory. And so you're always going to be stronger in one and the other. So the auditory needs to hear it to make sense. The visual needs to see it to make sense. And so your visual person, this is where Tracy's going to go into Canva. They need it to look pretty. They need it to look sharp, and it's going to catch them right away when they're scrolling social media and they see your post. So that's why the learning styles are so incredibly important, that you're encompassing all kinds of people. So when you're looking to plan your month, you've got to look at your topics. So I break my month into 4 weeks usually. And so, for example, for me, I will break that into 1 week is gut health. 1 week is, collagen. 1 week is hormones. 1 week is inflammation or pain. So I kind of rotate around between that. And so what I like to do is take 2 days a month. 1 day is to create my content. So when I say creating content, I mean the written content. So I will do my research. 1 day is my research day. And so I'll go into PubMed, I'll go into WebMD, I'll go into, Dr. Axe, I'll go into all kinds of people that are trusted sources, not, random stuff you see on social media. So I'll go into some trusted sources and I'll look up what my topic is going to be. And I'll look at their content, and then I'll look at another content and another content. Then I'll look at my personal experience. Then I'll look up the products in longevity that match my topic. And honestly, if you go to longevity.com, it doesn't matter what country you're in. If, let's say if you're in the UK, longevity.com doesn't work for you, but you can still go in it and you can still look at the products and you can still look at the written content, which of course is approved, and you can take snippets out of there as well. Or you can even take the ingredient. I did that today in my Instagram post. I took the ingredients in a product that we have. It was our enzymes. And then I researched for about 4 ingredients. That's how I created my post today. So I will first do my content research. I'll save it in a Word document. Then I create my squares after that. And then, and I do a couple of different places where I do squares, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. So and then of course the Longevity Go-To app. So the Longevity Go-To app has got videos, squares, PDFs. You can pull information out of there as well. And for me, I recycle a lot because I've been doing this now for a year. I will go back to older posts. I'll take a paragraph out of an older post. I'll then add a little bit more content to it, a fresh picture, boom, I'm done. So once you've been doing this for a while, you're able to just recycle a lot of your content. Scheduling posts. I schedule posts in Facebook. I don't schedule in Instagram, but when my posts come up in Facebook, then I know, I'm going to post that one on Instagram as well. So it's easy to pop back in there. So then I go into, with your calendar, you've got to then write on your square, exactly what you're posting. And so my goal in the beginning of the month, I'm heavier on sales in the first 2 weeks. I always want to hit my 300 club in the first 2 weeks. Then after that, I'm mostly working with reorders and new customers, making sure they've received their product and doing all my follow-up. So I schedule time in my planner for that as well. So it's like my posts are in there. What day am I going to do my reach outs are in there. It's just all organized for you. So you're not waking up in the morning and going, what am I going to do today with my longevity business? Let's face it, most people in longevity are not doing this as a full-time gig like I am. So if you've only got 30 minutes a day to work on your business, then this is where this planning calendar comes in, because you just basically take 2 days a month, doesn't have to be the whole day, but 2 times a month to do your planning. And then after that, you're just working the plan after that, which makes it much easier. You're going to feel like you're moving forward when you've got a monthly plan. You're going to feel like you are making headway in your business, that you're growing your business. And often we spend more time thinking about doing something than actually doing it. Or we have all good intentions of doing all kinds of things in our business this week. Then something comes up personally, and then all of a sudden it's out the window. I've had a lot of crazy happen in my life this year. You wouldn't even believe the crazy that's happened. But guess what? My business is my personal business, and my team is way up double digits this year. But my personal sales have never been as high in 7 years as they have been this year. And I mean, literally, I've had days where I've had to work from bed, and I can't even really, my vision can't even focus. So it's been amazing being planned out. So the other thing is, you need to take some time to do your own personal learning. So it's great for us to be very product focused, because obviously when customers come into your business, they love the products, fall in love with the products, and then obviously that's an opening for you to see if they're interested in sharing the products with others and becoming a distributor. But it's also important for your personal growth, and this is also scheduled into the planner. Excuse me here. So if you feed your mind, your business will grow amazingly. So no growth, no new ideas is no growth. So when you're looking at what you want to learn, so for example, do you need to learn about, do you need motivation? Do you need to know how to build a team, how to grow a team? Do you just need some personal happy? Whatever it might be. And I talk about journaling a lot to my team. And some people don't want to take the time to have the actual book and write in the journal. So you know what? If you open up a Word document and you make it your journaling document, and every day you write down one good thing that happened in your business, one great thing that you accomplished today, however you choose to journal. It doesn't have to be, so deep in your soul and getting, to know you and all that drama. It can simply be about, man, I feel accomplished today because I did this, this, and this. So some people find it really, really helpful, doing that. So in a nutshell, that's the planning part of it. I've got way more we're going to get into in a minute, but I'm going to turn it back over to you, Tracy.
Excellent. Thank you, Louise. And I just really want to build and highlight on what you're saying. And that really is the difference of getting things done and being able to accomplish great things, is having that planner and scheduling yourself. I'm not just talking about social media. I'm talking about all the conversations that you want to have in this business. And we're going to talk about that.
Tracy, I just want to say something. You know where I really learned to do this?
Mm-hmm.
From you, like 20 something years ago. Because I remember you used to say to me, oh, once a quarter I go away for 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, well, why do you go away? Well, that's my mental health. I regroup, I get new ideas and get inspired. And I just remember thinking, oh, okay, well, I should go away once a quarter too and really plan. And so that's really and truly how I build my business. I take some time, I shut off, and I just kind of come back to, where am I going in this next quarter? And I actually learned that from you.
Well, honey, my nature is not organized. So I've had to nurture being organized, and same with time management. That was something I was very blessed that I was able to do, the Stephen Covey, Benjamin Franklin time management. And so that 3 or 4 days you're talking about, that was my annual thing I did to plan the year. But then every month I would take a date with Tracy, go for the day, and I plan my quarter. And so then every month I take this month and do a monthly planner. But every Sunday night I take 20 minutes. And this is where I put my 20 minutes into this week at a glance for myself. And so when we talk about take your brand pillars, so if I'm saying each brand pillar, then I'm going to write down like, so if you can see on this week at a glance, on a Monday, I'm going to write down carousel. On a Tuesday, a reel. On a Wednesday, a post. On a Thursday, a reel. And let's say a post on the Friday and a carousel. So in other words, I'm doing 2 of each. That's because I'm full-time. But those of you that are part-time, just realistically, if you posted something 3 times a week, that to me, I feel is 3 posts over the week and if you did 1 reel, 1 carousel, 1 post, you're hitting all the different learning styles and you're able to repurpose content. So if you just have one thing, I want you to go back on some of the things that you've done, Louise. You've got great content there. And then I'm challenging you to take now that content, create the same, you've already got your content there. Now you could repurpose it and turn that same content into a carousel, turn that same content into a reel. And so that's how you can repurpose content, get all the different visual learning styles and audio styles. But yeah, I would take that weekly planner, put in there what style of delivery you're going to do, and then put your brand pillar in there. One's going to be on confidence, one's going to be on collagen, one's going to be on connecting with people and making better friends. Like, so whatever your brand pillars are, put the brand pillar in each one, put the how you want to deliver it, and then you'll be able to flow with the content and you'll see the content that is there. So that is what I wanted to add to that. And so, and when you're creating the content, there's two most important things. Whatever is in the middle, that's okay. That's it. But it's the hook to grab them to want to look and listen, and the call to action at the end, what you want them to do, whether it's like, comment, love, share something of value that they have. But again, the hook and the call to action needs to be a part of that. So in that. Okay. So Louise, let's get excited. So let's give them some tips. We're going to work through now posts and hashtags and stories. Those are the three that you got that you really do really well. And again, this is what this is about. We're going to do some things that were really good. And then there's other things that, okay, now let's start tweaking on how to work through that. So why don't you give them some things about your posts, hashtags, and stories, and then I'll do the other three and we'll keep moving on. Wait, just wait. I think it's 10:58. We've been talking for an hour. I want everybody to get up. Let's get moving. Let's get everybody to have a little stand up. Okay. Let's everybody stand up and reach to the top, reach to the side, do a little, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do the Bruce Lee, the Tony Robbins. Okay. Yes. Way to go there, Heather. Good job. Diane, come on. You can do it. Step up. Let's take a big breath. Okay. Let's just move ourselves. All right. Just know this is definitely not something I would do normally. It's definitely not my personality to just start jumping around on a Zoom. But I know you guys have been listening to us, and I just want to show, we can do anything great if we do it together. So keep going there, Bronwyn. Yes. Take a big breath. Okay, you guys want us to keep going? You guys having some fun here? You're getting lots of good ideas and contents. Again, and somebody asked a question, how long should, the Instagram, I guess your post should be. And so just to help you with that, I would highly recommend that just be consistently inconsistent. Like some things if you got something that's a little bit longer, make sure there's just good value content in there. Otherwise, the short, snappable, shareable content is obviously very highly recommended. But again, it all depends on the content that you have to deliver. And you just really want to shake it up and move it up a lot in there. Again, start following people, and you can actually hack your Instagram feeds. So I go in there, and Louise is going to talk about hashtags. So you know what, Louise? Because if you do what Louise is doing, your Instagram is also obviously going to see your algorithms and start feeding you some good things. I go and follow in what Louise is going to do. So it totally makes a difference on my feeds. And so I get such great contact on learning about what I'm trying to do. Okay, Louise, go.
Okay, so Becky, you were asking how long, and I totally do rotate it around. I will do one sort of very detailed health post that's longer, and then I will do little quotes and little things, and then I'll do a long one, and I just really mix it up. I find I get better lift. I get a ton of private messages, so many private messages. So I'm going to go into building your business with hashtags right now. So you cannot do much without consistency. You guys all know that. Social media consistency is the real key to growing your business. And when you pick it up and you drop it, you're not going to get momentum or algorithm happening. So again, you have to look at some of the things that not only are related to business, but also your hobbies. So this is really how I built my following. And since the beginning of March, I think I've got, well over 300, I can't remember, 360 maybe, new people following me. I'm very specific. I don't pay for, pay $10 and get another 100 followers or whatever. They're never going to engage with you. These are real, proper followers. So when you are looking to follow others, follow people that have got like-minded interests with you. So pets, hobbies, themes, travel, beauty, skin, hair, nails. Hair and nails is good for your collagen, right? Where you live, local community things in Facebook, all of those things are really good to follow. You've really got to be diverse in what you're following. Don't just follow health things, really mix it up, because people in health are already in health, right? In a
And
lot of
again,
cases.
Louise, go with your brand pillars. If you go hashtag into your different brand pillars, that's a really great way to expand your following.
Exactly. Now, the other thing is I recommend going into Google and typing in top hashtags for whatever it is you're looking for. So gut health, whatever it might be, top 10 hashtags. And then look at those hashtags. First of all, make sure they make sense. Sometimes hashtags are thrown in there and you're like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Just take it out. So, and add in something of your own. And definitely, if you are a certified holistic health coach, do a hashtag saying certified holistic health coach, because that also will take you far. The other thing that I do is I save everything in a phone app called OneNote. And I like OneNote because it's all in my phone. And then again, what I can recycle a post very easily if it's in my OneNote. And also all my hashtags are in my OneNote. So if I want to do a hashtag on arthritis or fibromyalgia or gut health, whatever it might be, they're all there. I just need to open OneNote, highlight, select all, and I post in Instagram. I didn't know that in the beginning. And I was like looking up my hashtags, retyping all my hashtags every time. I'm like, this is taking me forever and I don't have time for it. So that's been a huge, huge time saver. The other thing is type in a hashtag in the search, hypothetically gut health. So let's say you type in gut health. Everybody who's hashtagged gut health, their posts will come up. Look for the posts that don't have tons of followers. So for example, following influencers is not going to benefit your business. Following people that have got smaller followers, they're more inclined to follow you back. So I go in and I like them, and then I look at what they've, their content, and then I'll make a comment. I won't just say, great info or whatever. I'll take it that one step further. You really should do 5 words. That's sort of the magic thing for commenting back on somebody's posts. So this is how I find all these people. I go in and I'll say, Dracy, I loved what you posted today. It really spoke to me. Or Dracy, that was great information. Thank you for sharing. Something like that. And I make sure I do a minimum of 10 comments per day. Now, again, you guys might be thinking, oh my gosh, do I have time for that? It literally takes me a minute or 2 to go in and do that. But I'm telling you, what happens is then they go, oh, I'm so glad you like that, Louise. Thank you for letting me know, or whatever. Then on the comment, I click on the little heart, and guess what? Then they follow me back. And now they're seeing my stuff. So that, honestly, you guys, has been the absolute key to getting so many people to follow me. So many people to follow me on Instagram, but also getting orders from Instagram. So anyway, so that is really important. The other thing is when somebody comments on your post, send them a private message as well. And just say, hey, Dracy, thank you so much for, liking my post or whatever. If you ever need any help with gut health, please reach out. I'd love to help you. Things like that. If you just think this is going to be fast and easy, it's not, but it will be worth it. And you will get more orders when you do that. So what else have I got here? For me, I really mix things up. As Dracy said, I will do a straight up business post, usually once a week on my wall on Facebook. And the rest of the time it's connecting people for different things. So for example, when I post pictures of London, I get a completely different group of people commenting and liking as when I make posts about the Grand Boys. So, and then I post silly things, funny things. I don't post politics. I don't post a lot of sad stuff. I try and make my stuff funny, uplifting, interesting, because there's enough of the other stuff out there that I don't need to be posting it. So that's what I like to do. I want someone to think, if I'm going to work with Louise, you know, it's going to be fun. It's not going to be a downer, right? A Debbie Downer. So, and so we've gone into that. Facebook stories. I'm going to just jump straight into, sorry, Insta stories, Facebook stories. I'm going to just jump into that, Tracy.
Yeah, can I just quickly add to you, when you're creating those hashtags, like actually creating them, just maybe just the different versions that you want to have, like something that's related to your industry, something that's related to that specific content that you're talking about, your niche, maybe the brand, like the longevity, or like, or a certain product, or even an account. Or a holiday season, like just different brands. So if you want to do more homework on hashtags, just do your own research on how to have great hashtags, like Louise was saying. So I just wanted to add that, Louise. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. There's currently 500 million people creating and watching Insta stories. And Insta stories are pretty easy because a lot of us have gone live. A lot of us have done Facebook stories. It's the same thing. You can actually set your Instagram up that if you post an Instagram story, it'll also go in your Facebook story. So if you want to just do that, it does make things much easier, but you will find your engagement goes up with stories if you're interested in stories. So it will sort of give you a larger audience. The story feature was added into Instagram to build brands. So just so you know, that's why that was started. And so when you're looking at Instagram stories, they are featured at the top of the feed. So when you log into Instagram, you see all the other content, but an actual story is right at the top. So what I tend to do in the morning is I just kind of rotate through the top of my Instagram to see who in my friends has posted stories and watch these quick stories. And so that, like, you don't even need an algorithm for that. It's always going to be there. So that is, extremely, extremely helpful. The Instagram place also, it puts a rainbow story around your profile picture when you're posting stories. So people will know that you've posted a story. So that's really great. Now, there's also something called story highlights, and that's when you can take a story and put the story into your highlights. And sometimes you'll see different highlights. You can put as many highlights as you want. So you just take your story and you can move that.
Can I hold you on that one, Louise? The actual highly recommend keeping your highlights around up to 6 and not more than. You're not saying not to, but the recommended is about 6 highlights of who you are, what your product is, or what you do, like just what the offer is, but not having too many highlights, but just very clear, concise highlights. Which is
and I rotate mine around. I delete some. I put them. I just rotate things around. If your Instagram always looks the same, there's no reason for anybody to look at it, right? So this is where, making it interesting. So when you're going to do a story, you're just going to tap the camera icon on the left and just point and shoot just like you would a regular story. And if you swipe to the left or to the right, you can add a filter. A lot of people don't know that you can add a filter onto it. Or you can, when you swipe, you can tap, there's a little smiley face there. You can add different things like that. So sometimes when you look at someone's story and you're like, well, how did they do that? And they're just using the extra features, but a lot of people don't know about, the swiping or whatever on that. So what else here? Oh my gosh, I've just got so much here. Just a minute.
Okay. Well, can I just highlight while you're doing that highlights really are a game changer when it comes to actually finding your ideal client when they actually visit your profile. So again, that I feel the highlights is definitely a good place. And the best way to get things in your highlight is to have your stories. And so your stories is really about your personality. You get to showcase your product and just the presence that you want to have on, on Instagram and in your life. And I think it really makes a difference. So those two really go together hand in hand. And then where you add the value is actually in your brand story, in your posts and your reels and carousels. So was there anything you wanted to add?
The other thing is there's also a pencil. Once you do that swipe, there's also a pencil there, and you can write on something as well. So you can, swap all that around. So I'm going to let you go ahead now, and I'll do the Linktree part after.
Okay, so just adding to the Instagram stories really, again, helps you build the relationships, and it helps obviously give other people credit. So here's some things you can do. You can actually give other people credit on the stories. So when you see other people doing really great things, you can actually flick it to your own story. So what it does, again, is they appreciate your share, but it gives more content. It's also a really good place to share any customer testimonies. That is really fantastic. You can even run Q&As and use the little Q&A sticker. When you'll find on the Instagram, when you share on a story, there's a little happy face box. If you click that happy face box, that's where it actually lets you do more little pictures and stickers. But if you can actually type in what stickers, so if you say read caption or new reel, you can actually type that in and it'll pull up a little sticker that says new reel, new caption, or a customer poll, Q&A. You can even ask for feedback. And so that's where the stories can really help. And again, a chance to talk about maybe some mistakes you've had and how you can actually give advice on those mistakes. So that's, again, a really good place for that. So let's move on to the posts. As you know, it's just one picture. What is an actual carousel? For me, I got really excited when I actually discovered what carousel is. And so the carousel is when you get to flip, when it shows you a picture and there's you can put a little arrow button on your carousel. So when you go into Instagram, you actually can just put in the search button carousels and it'll come up with some beautiful carousel templates. Or you just create, if you create like 5, you could have up to 10 pictures in your carousel. And so if you're creating some really good content, and so let's just say, like, I put one of my favorite things, 5 things I fiercely protect. I fiercely protect my frame of mind. Click. I fiercely protect my family. I fiercely protect my being fit, family, finances, and my future. So I literally was able to create an image for each one of them, and then a call to action. What do you fiercely protect? So when you actually go to upload that picture, you'll see in the right-hand corner, there's like a few little boxes laid up. If you click that, it'll allow you in your camera to click how many photos you want and then upload that. And then you can put in your content, elaborate more on your actual carousel. So I love carousels. They look pretty, but it's a really great opportunity to add value in what you're talking about. And then moving into the reels. What are the reels? The reels is a really tricky one. I think it's a very confronting one for some people. Some people just love it. I know some people just mastered. I know Bronwyn, you'd become like really amazing doing your reels. I know Shelly Davis on here. She's doing some really fantastic reels. But it's really an opportunity, again, for that visual content and be educational, entertaining. So what I've discovered about reels, I'm quite new to it. It's because of Tom Chenault challenging me to suck greatly. I went and made my very first reel. If you actually go and see it, I've now created a few of them. And what I've been finding that's important is the audio. The audio is what's trending. It's what puts you up in the news feed. So picking trendy audio, or if you've done something, you can actually type in a song and it'll come up. But you can also save when you see a beautiful reel that you're watching and you hear something, an audio that you like. If you go into the bottom little left-hand corner, you can actually save that audio. So when you actually create your reel, you can choose your audio. You can actually go into your saved audio. So the other thing about creating your reels is that you can have lots of little different videos. So when I'm just randomly in a beautiful spot, I don't know what my content's going to be, but I know a few tricks. And so the few tricks is like, I will just literally just do like this 5, and then I'll point 5 times, quite slowly. And so again, when I have some content, I'll do something that's 5 like tips to better health. And then I can literally put them in. So I have that little video and I don't know what it's going to be for, but you'll have a chance to upload it. Or again, you can take little quick little video clips of really great things, or a day in the life of what you're doing. So when you go to upload it onto the reel, you literally can upload each one of those images or each one of those little videos, and they will combine them together, which is really fantastic. And then the next step that you can take is then when you hit the next, after you've uploaded what photos or images you want to do in your reel, it allows you to write content. And so what I like to do with that part, this was a little tricky learning that one, is that every time I write something, I immediately go to the bottom and click it, and it allows me to shorten the video of where I want that content to be. And so if it's like the 5 steps to better health, so I will write that, and then I'll immediately go and I'll click it to the beginning and maybe take it up to whatever, however long I want it. And then I'll write, okay, the first step is to eliminate the 12 bad foods. And so in saying that, then as soon as I've written that, then I'll go in there and I'll click where it says on the bottom, you'll see eliminate. And then I'll shorten my reel to actually fit to where I want it, where I was pointing to that. And then I'll go in and type in my next thing is to eat in the eat, let's say 90 for life. And so in that sense, then I'll go and click that eat 90 for life. And then I'll just go and shorten the camera to click on when it's time to post in that one. So that's really just a good way. I know it might sound a bit confusing, but what you want to do is just start to go and explore what to upload in reels. Just even Google on YouTube how to upload do my first reel, how to do my first carousel, how to do highlights. When you take this sheet, if you actually go in literally each one, when you're ready to do one of them on each one of those days of being brave, just go and do a little study, a little tip. I also would highly recommend somebody that you know that's doing it really well to ask them. Feel free to message me and ask me if you have a question or a tip in that as well. So we're clear now. We know what reels are. We know what highlights are. We know what carousels, posts, tips. I think we're doing a great job here, Louise, in following through. So bringing it all together. Let's talk about the 6 daily C's, just the daily activities on bringing it all together. Louise, do you want to talk about how you implement the 6 daily C's?
I put all that away. I thought we skipped.
Okay. I'll just, you know what? I will. Yep. No, that's fine. So talking about the 6 daily C's, what you'll find is the first C is the challenge. What's the challenge you're going to give yourself for the day? With personal development, for inside yourself, what you want to learn, how you want to grow, how you want to journal. The next one is care calls. That is, again, your customer calls or your VIPs. And in that, the next one is conversations. And this is where Louise is talking about the conversation, where you find your leads, how you want to invite them to either an event or showcase your product, or share something with regards to, having the people that you've connected with. That's why I love the Longevity Go-To app, because you can flick them something of value with regards to any of the different products. And again, create a dialogue in that. And then the 4th C is just, again, the content creation. So creating your content, spending that little bit of time, with your social media, just, again, training benefits, the show and the sell. The 5th one is chats. Again, chats with your teammates, praising progress, celebrating milestones, discussing challenges with them on their 6 daily C's. And then the last one is coaching calls. Maybe you have new teammates or future leaders. But maybe you're brand new to this and you don't have teammates or future leaders. That 6C then again is you working on you developing the skills, being on the different calls that Longevity has, the training. And what you'll find as you get busier, as you have more teammates and more leaders, you'll find you'll probably be on less training calls and be doing more training calls and coaching calls in that dynamic. So you'll find on the actual daily planner, again, a chance to plan your conversations, keep track of it, keep track of the stories. So you can actually, which is really important, there's a section on here that says insights, and you'll find on the bottom of each one of your posts, it says insights. Click in there, and it actually shows how many people it's reached, how many people have liked, commented, but it gives you a chance to really track the success of what's working and what's not. And again, you can keep track of who you're reaching out. So just to give you a hack, When you're talking to people on Instagram, the goal is to try to get them onto, say, Messenger to continue the conversation. But a little hack is that I have on my Messenger, and I learned this watching some of the fantastic training that Fraser Brooks had done. It was really great. Is that each person that you're talking to, you can actually click on their name in nicknames, and you can give them a little what you call is a little tag. Like a little icon, so butterfly, or let's say a butterfly or a flower. So if you have a lead, I like to give them a flower, so I can actually see in my Messenger who my leads are, and say my distributors, I give them a butterfly. If they're a leader, I give them 2 butterflies. So I can actually, when I'm looking for my leads or looking for one of my distributors I want to give a high touch to, I can just go into my search and put, say, a butterfly, or put, let's say in this case, a lead, put a flower. But what it does is it keeps it organized, so you can know who the leads are that you're talking to, and moving from a customer, and then moving them to a customer, and then change their nickname to another little icon, so you know who your customers are. And so it just keeps you a little bit more organized in the conversations that you have throughout your daily planner. So I just saw Tom Chenault was just calling me, so I'm not sure what it was. Sorry, Tom, I didn't answer that one. But the one that I wanted to talk about with you before we move forward was the before posting and after posting. And so this is just a quick little checklist. It is in the workbook, but before posting, it talks about a little checklist to boost your engagement. And then there's a checklist of boosting after engagement. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly, in other words, spend 5 minutes scrolling your feed and engage with content as you go. Take 5 minutes to watch and engage with other communities in their stories, as Louise was sharing. Just take 2 minutes to review your call to action on your post. Take 2 minutes to check and make sure that you have that hook that will actually stop people to scroll and watch and listen. And then spend 1 minute to confirm your followers are actually online. And I think, Louise, you talked about this, about the times that you post and the engagement. Do you want to maybe just share a little bit on how you choose to post and what time of day and how you mix it up a little bit?
Yeah. So I had a graph on that. Did you get that graph that I sent?
I do have the graph, but I don't have the graph for this event.
Okay. So I did some research on that, and the peak times to post are after 7 a.m. in the morning and to about late afternoon. That tends to get, the most. And Sunday is the least day that you get results from posting. So I find that really interesting. But with Instagram, it's definitely more Monday to Sunday, and it's more after 7 a.m. in the morning. So when you're looking at posting, what I like to try and do, especially with Instagram, is I like to get my Instagram post usually at around 7 a.m. Then it's got the whole day. And what always makes me cringe is when I see somebody making a business post, maybe I'm watching a movie or something, and it's a little later in the evening. It's like 10 o'clock my time. And then I see somebody make a post at 10 o'clock, which they may not even be in my time zone. They could be 3 hours ahead, but they're awake. Maybe they're not sleeping. And then they make a post. And guess what? Not enough people are going to see it. So be very mindful on the time of day that you post. If I'm just posting on Facebook and it's something fun or about, my kids or my dog or whatever, that's not that important. But what is important is if you're going to make a business post, you definitely want to be posting that business post where more people are awake, or, maybe the majority of your people are in your time zone. So always be cognizant about when you're going to post, as well, of course, as mixing it up. But I think that's why I probably get, so many orders, is because I'm very mindful on the time of day that I post.
In your highlights, in your insights, it'll be able to share as well how many people are actually on line.
Yeah.
And I find in that like that 10 till 10 a.m. around that time, and late a little bit on the just before dinner hour, and then after the dinner hour, there seems to be some good engagement. But after you do post, the little checklist is, again, you want to make sure you respond to comments. And even, but the key is to maybe comment with a question. So again, you can have some more engagement with the person that's made a comment. Again, like comments on your previous post, go and check them, as well as reply to comments on, again, going back to your last 3 to 5 posts as well, and just checking to see if you've had more new comments in there. So again, it's spend a minute to share your post on your story. So whenever I do a post, I'll share it on the story and put a new post or new reel, or just check out the caption. Again, it just helps. And what's good for that, again, is so you can put them when you organize your stories. As long as it's been on the post, then you're able to put it actually into one of your actual highlights in that sense.
Now, somebody asked in the chat here, do I follow everybody back? I don't. There's a lot of, I usually look up to see who my new followers are, and often, they're not the kind of people I want to follow, or whatever the case may be. I don't follow everybody. And yes, Shelley, after 4 is better for sure on Sunday. When you look at weekends and people are out and about, and especially at this time of the year, there's a lot of sports during the day. The baseball, this house is a revolving door with baseball equipment. So people aren't home. They're out at the ball field and things like that. So if you are going to post, posting that close to dinner time or around the dinner time is extremely helpful. Do you want me to do the link tree?
Okay, let's do it.
So Linktree is fantastic. First of all, it's free. There's 3 levels and 1 is free, and I am doing free right now. I might switch it up and try a paid. I think there's a $10 a month one. I might switch it up and try that just to see if it does any different or not. But Linktree takes literally seconds to set up. And a lot of people are confused because they're trying to look on Instagram on their profile. Where is Linktree? It's not there. You have to go to linktree.com and you have to set it up there. So all you need is your email and a password, and it will then pop it into your Instagram for you. So it is quite brilliant. Now for me, because I'm working with so many different countries, I get a lot of business from, all over the place. But let's say you're going to narrow it down to Canada and the US, for example. When I add a link, so when you set up Linktree, now you're in, you've done your password, you've done your email, and now you're in there. And you're going to see something on the left, and you're like, okay, well, what is this? You're just going to go on youngjevity.com and change the flag to whatever country you want it to be, and type in the word collagen. So then I'll take collagen bone and joint, and I will take now the link at the top of the bar there, and I'll highlight it, and then I pop it into the link tree. It's asking for a URL. You just pop it in there. And above that, I'll type the word collagen bone and joint in brackets, Canada or USA, whichever one. So Canada, then I'll do the same thing for USA. So I will do all the main products that I promote for what my jam is. I will put the links in my link tree on linktree.com. You can switch it out. You can delete one. If you're just going to make a post on one random product, you can just add it in for that time. You can take it out. You can replace them. It's really, you can customize it however you choose to customize it. So Linktree is really a landing page, and people will click on it and it takes them directly to order from you personally. I don't like to, over post on my product as much as a topic. And then I do get, I'll say to people, reach out for, order info or whatever. But most of the time I will have, like my post today, I will have, and sometimes I'll put a little arrow. So on your emoji apps or whatever, you can get an arrow, and I'll put order in Linktree in my bio with a little arrow above. And then they will do that. Now you can do the pay for features, And the pay for features gives you other little goodies. You can tailor your Linktree page a little bit more. You can theme it. It will give you new colors. It'll kind of give you a stronger brand and a stronger focus, but it's absolutely not necessary. Do the free one for a long time.
I think the free one's great because you can still change the color. You can still customize how you want it to look. I think the up level version just gives you more options to just make it look a little bit better or prettier or more content. But I think it has, for what we need as business owners and to what we have to offer, I think it's fantastic. So if you're really wanting to see Linktree, just go to Louise's right now, check in her Linktree. You can even go see my Linktree, what I have in my Linktree, doing what I do. And I just think it's a really great offer, especially for those of us that are building businesses and just really want to share and showcase. It's like the storefront, and you can go in there and it's like the different aisles. And so it just makes shopping a lot easier in there. So I highly recommend having Linktree on your bio in saying that, which is really great. So Louise, before we move on to something else, though, I really kind of want to just take a few minutes to talk about the importance of a VIP Facebook group. So like, and because we're using Instagram and Facebook, it's almost like that's where our attraction marketing is. You know, people see us, they love us, they like us, they may be buying from us, but it's having that group for the customer. Like, so having an actual, and so I know there's people on here that probably already have a VIP Facebook group for their customers, and that's great. I'm really excited about that and what you're doing with that. But for those that you don't, I'm highly suggesting why it's so important to actually have that Facebook group, that once they're a customer, you can put them in that group and be able to have better and bigger conversations around products and around making a difference with the Wallach message. So Louise, did you want to just maybe a couple minutes on that?
Yeah, so realistically, the majority of my customers have got arthritic concerns. And so I started a group. I'm just trying to remember when I started this group. I think it was only in the fall, maybe October time. I started a group, or maybe, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it was October time. I started a group, and it's really everything arthritis and fibro. So it's a very specific VIP group, and I post content in there, helpful content in there, and I do post about product, and the amount of orders that come out of that are huge. So the VIP group for that is really, really beneficial. I know some of you in here are Jamboree people and you've got your Jamboree groups, but really wellness groups are fantastic. And if you know, what you never want to happen when you're selling health products is it's a one-time order. And so whenever anybody orders from me, I always tell them, you know what, this is a 3-month process minimum. I mean, when I started on Youngevity products, I really didn't notice a big difference until halfway through my 2nd month when I was able to finally walk up a flight of stairs. But it was the end of 3 months for me that I was able to drop 6 out of 7 medications. And so for me, that's my wheelhouse. So your wheelhouse, your VIP group might be overall general health. For me, mine really rotates around everything to do with arthritis. And it's been amazing, absolutely amazing. So I really do encourage you to have some sort of VIP group where you can add in content. And so let's say you've got 10 new customers and those 10 new customers are all on healthy body packs, then you really want to highlight what are the benefits of using a healthy body pack. And, or if they're really into collagen, what are the benefits of collagen? So you're going to sprinkle that in your VIP group on a regular basis. So when a VIP group goes quiet and dead, it means that what you're posting isn't resonating with people. So you've really got to switch it up, do something different, do some lives, do a Zoom, you know, really mix things up. And so in mine, I've done quite a few different Zooms. Occasionally I do a live. I post a lot of content and links and things like that. So mine is very educational. And if you look at the way that wellness is moving right now in the world, it's education. People are looking for content and education. And then the other thing that I would do, I think my dog just went airborne across the room there. Oh, I'm like, did she just break a leg? Anyway, the other thing that I do to mix it up is I like to do things do a giveaway here and there. And so if you add a new friend, if you add someone to this group that's, got similar health issues to you, you can do a draw for a product and give away a product. So whatever that product might be. And I do find that really helpful. That will get added people into your group as well. And then every once in a while, I will post on my wall about my group and if you're interested in joining. And this is not a distributor group. It is a customer group, just a customer group. All right.
Thank you, Louise. And I want to just say, I've seen you post that one, and I think you do a great job on that. And I just really want to highlight that VIP group is your community. These are your people. And this is your place to make them feel special as well by talking about them, sharing their successes in that group. Even you can create those polls and quizzes. What topics would you like me to talk about? They can vote on topics that are in there. The more you can get engagement in that group and getting them to have conversations in there, it's going to make your group even more successful. It's also a place where when we do have our new guides, longevity guides, wellness guides, or the spring summer guide, or the dads and grads guide, or in our case, longevity down under is going to go in our winter. We're going to have a winter wellness guide. You get to share that actual link to the wellness guides or to that guide in the group. If you guys have a promotion, you can actually you'll see that longevity has the promotions. You can actually take that square and you can pop it on Canva, and you can add a couple little features that you want to say. If you choose to sell retail or wholesale, you can actually put the sale deal or the discount or the offer that's on it specifically in those groups. That's where you can actually make more of a difference with your products and programs that you have to offer.
Let's go back here, Gracie, just briefly here, and just Becky made a comment, and I think that's a very relevant comment because that often happens to people when they'll make a post about something great, like something that's personal. They'll get lots of comments, and then they post about a product and it's crickets. And why is that? And so what can help with that, you guys, is getting a team of 3 or 4 people that are in longevity that you can just message them and say, hey, I made a post. Can you please comment? And then all of a sudden they comment, and now others are noticing. And so then they'll start to comment or reach out to you. I always put, if you're interested, please reach out. Or if you're interested, please message me. And why I add that when I'm making a post on my wall is that if it is crickets, people assume that they have private messaged me. So then it's, I think that's really important because you don't want, Louise keeps making posts about wellness, and do you notice nobody's commenting, right? So when you make that in the bottom, private message me, DM me, reach out to me, then other people realize that. The other thing that I have done in the past when I was kind of working through this is if I didn't get any comments within 2 hours, I deleted the post. And it could have been the time of day that I posted it, and then I'll just redo it maybe later in the day, first thing in the morning, whatever, and I'll swap out when I posted it. But when I was first working on this, I had a few people in longevity that were cross-line to me, not in my downline, not in my upline, cross-line, and I would reach out to them and say, hey, can you make a comment later tonight? Because I don't want all the comments at the same time either, right? Then it kind of looks not real. So I will ask them to post, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. And then all of a sudden, then I get lots of people commenting on it. So I find that really helpful. And you can still add a couple of people like that into your VIP group that are going to be your support team for when you make a post that are going to do that. So it doesn't just have to be on your wall. If you are doing a VIP group, add a couple of people in as your support team to make comments.
Love it, Louise. That's my favorite tip of the day is that one, creating a support community, having that handful. And it's even if you create like a group of you and then you do the same for them, they do the same for you. Again, I think it makes a massive, major impact. And as I was saying, even in the following on Instagram, having that little save button in there. So I just want you to know that this VIP group is about making your customers feel special, be exclusive. Even if you're sending out samples, take a photo of you going to the post office, sending out samples to customers and posting that, who wants some samples, or even you're sending out thank you cards to your customers. Post that you're sending out thank you cards, because you'll be really surprised how many people go, ooh, I want one of those. So it makes a difference. It makes an impact, and I can highly recommend it. So I actually want to do something here. I want to kind of start wrapping this up. We're running out of time, and there's still so much, as you can see, Louise and I want to share. But I do want to take some time to go through Canva with you. And I'm just feeling that what I want to do with that, I know some of you on here are Canva already savvy, and some of you are newbies and not. I'm feeling that I would like to take the time to not rush through it. So I'm going to give myself tomorrow morning, or the same time this call was, 9 a.m. in Australia. I believe it was 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to jump on this very site. You can jump on tomorrow, and I will actually do some 101 Canva training on taking your content, longevity content, photos of yourself, and some brand messaging, color scheming, and brand kit, and do that for you, because I really feel I'd love more time. So feel free to jump on tomorrow at the same time, 9 a.m., 5 p.m. your time, on this meetin.com longevity down under, or longevity down under. It's the same link. Okay. If you're interested, just put yes in the comment that you are, because I want to share something as we finish this up, what Louise and I have talked about. I've talked to Sean about it, Sean Brown, and what we want to create. We want to create a trend, and we want to create a social media committee with all of you. You guys took this time, and we want to say thank you, and this is how we're going to support you. And so those of you that are going to start doing this, work through your actual notes and create a brand story. If you want to set up an appointment with me to give you 15 minutes, 30 minutes, you can actually go to my website, and there's a calendar there. And next week, I'd be happy to take some time, if those of you that work through that, and then I can help tweak and message that with you. But what we want to do is, every time now you post something, if you do a hashtag YGY butterfly, we're going to follow these hashtags, so we can help support you by going in and commenting, liking, and saving. But we can also go and recommend and tweak what we thought was good, what we can tweak to do different. But what this is going to do is going to create a buzz. And why we chose butterflies, again, it's about the transformation of you. As well as our secret code to everybody as well, that this YGY butterfly is all of you on the social media trying to step up and shine and take flight, that we were able to watch and support you. But what we also want to do is create a social media committee. And this social media committee we're looking for 12 people. 12 of you that may already be on social media. You figured out a few tricks, but of course you're still a work in progress, but you feel you have value to add. Maybe you have not done any of the Facebook stuff, but you have good value in other places, but you want to step up on doing Instagram. Maybe you're already killing it on Instagram, and you want to be able to share and support and be a part of this committee, because what this committee we want to do is we want to create 90 days of content. 90 days of good content that is longevity related. It's about the Wallach message, the 90 for life, the collagen, the mineral man, the selenium, all the buzzwords that we have, and we want to expand on that content, but we need you. So the 12 people that we're looking for in this group, what we will do is each one of us, or each one of you, will create 2 reels, 2 posts. That curiosity posts is what we want to have, where it's just a question, a hook, and have more content, but also 2 carousels. And so together we want to create that. And then what we will have is a platform for every one of you that's thinking, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. I can't create content. I can't do this. I can't do that. That we will be able to provide you. Here's 90 days of content from some of the people in longevity that are already doing it, making it happen. And then we will work out a platform that you guys will be able to pick and choose whatever you want. You can tweak it to be more brand style to you, or you literally can use it and share it. So we're trying to create something so we can have something super amazing with everybody. So if you are one of those people that feel, I would love to be on this social media committee, we want you to reach out to Louise and I. And how we want you to reach out is so email us together, Louise and Tracy. So Tracy@youngevity.com, Louise at louiseadrian.com, and send it why you want to, oh, no, sorry, Louise at louiseadrian.com. Is that not your email?
ladrian@shaw.ca is the best one.
Okay. Get it? ladrian@shaw.ca. Do you want to put that in the chat there, Louise? Okay.
I don't have a keyboard attached.
Oh, yes. Okay. So somebody can put Louise's email address in there in the chat and put my email. But we want you to email us and say why you would love to be part of this committee, what you feel is your gifts. And so here's what it is your gifts. I'm going to invite you to write this word. It's called a gift analysis. It's me turning a SWOT analysis into a gift analysis. So the gifts so the G is your gifts, what you feel you could bring value to. The I is what you feel you need to improve on. The F is your future opportunities, what you see as an opportunity in what we're doing or yourself. The T is clearly the threats, what you feel is kind of holding you back, what you feel you need to learn. And the S is what support you feel you need. And if you want to do right now, I'm going to send you this gift analysis right now. It's my free resource on my website, tracydewar.com. Under the free resources, there's actually a gift analysis. I'll pop that up here in a second. If you fill that out and you email that to us, then next week, Louise and I will work through it and who we can choose as this committee. We will have a get-together as a conversation on how we're going to plan on creating this content. And our goal is to at least get that first month done. So all that would require is just to do 2 of something. So either a reel, a post, or a reel, post, or carousel. So don't worry about what it is, just the fact that you want to be a part of it, you want to learn it, and you want to be on this group. To the rest of you, we want you Youngevity warriors to do the YGY butterfly. We're going to help support you. You can reach out. I see already, I have a bunch of people that have already started following me on my Instagram. So I want to say thank you. I can't wait to go through there and see what you guys are already doing. I'm happy as again, next week, if you guys want to, on my website, book an appointment with me, I'll happily do a brand audit for what you're currently doing and giving you tips on how you can tweak it and make it better. Whew. Okay. We got that all out there, Louise. So what I wanted to say in final, these last 2 sheets in the workbook. One of them is the personal branding checklist. This is for you. This is your journey. We want you to do what you want. We're here to inspire, not to, we can't, what is it? We don't hire or fire, we only inspire. So we inspire you to want to be able to do this. This will help you just do one day at a time, just work through each one of those. You have the support of us. And then the other one is that one brave thing every day. We are challenging you to do that post, to do that carousel, to do that reel, to share on the story and work through it. And the bottom line on that one is to start working with your upline or to get an accountability partner. Start booking a weekly call with them so you can grow and move your business forward. It's been an absolute pleasure and delight to have done this with you guys. I'm going to wrap it up a little bit earlier because we've done so much. I know it's mind-blowing, but I hope you got something out of it. If even in the chat you want to just put 1 or 2 nuggets that you've gotten out of today so far, what you'd love to start working on, we'd love to just hear you put a little bit of chat. While you do that, I'm going to put a little something special up here for you so you can go and receive this gift from Louise and I. Just give me 1 little second. And Louise, if you can see the chats, if there's anybody in there that's either asked a question or shared a little nugget. Okay, let me just, I want to just do this for you. It's opening up. Here we go. Is there anybody posting in there anything? Okay, my little. All right, well, for some reason, it's being a little niggly on me. Okay, well, I can't get my extension up, but if you go to tracydewar.com, go into the free resources, and in there is the gift analysis. You can all work on it. It's a fantastic way to do what we call a SWOT analysis, and you can start working on it. And for those of you that want to book an appointment with me, again, you can just, it says connect with me, and I happily give you some time to do a brand audit and help you. Louise, I love you. I always learn so much from you. You're a blessing and a gift to Youngevity. And I'm so blessed that you're one of my best friends.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, you guys, I know we talk, Tracy and I both talk very fast. There was a lot of content. So use your workbook, Go through it, listen to the Zoom again or the call again. And then if you are able to jump on tomorrow, that would be fantastic. If not, we will record it and we will post it for you.
Thank you so much, Louise. And those of you that are making comments, my contacts must be going blurry. It's too small. I can't actually read them now. So if you want to just go into my messenger and send me a message if you have a question or if I can help you in any other way. So thanks everybody for the call. We'll get this out there. And Louise, you go and enjoy the rest of your night. Hey, FYI to those of you from Alberta, I'm an Albertan, live in Australia. The Calgary Flames and the Oilers are playing right now, starting. So that's why I'm
watching it.
So I'm heading off to go cheer. I got my dad here with me right now. So it's such a joy to have my dad here in Australia.
Go Calgary.
Go Edmonton Oilers. There you go. It's the battle of, it's a punch up of the province of Punch Up province, the battle of Alberta. Anyway, guys, awesome. And tomorrow at 10 a.m. I will be on here if you want to do some Canva training 101 with me. Love you all.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hashtag YGY Butterfly.